What is going on, guys? Pace Matters 21 boss that shit. Hit me in the low because you already know A bars. Comment, subscribe, like, slap, new it is. You know what it is. You know how we do. It is Thursday here, September 12th. Sorry that I have not posted my video on Monday and Tuesday like I normally do. I did do it, but for some reason I kept having technical difficulties, and I just didn't have time to post. But without further ado, let's get this thing started, shall we? Great league last week here for the 434 DFS gurus. Tyler cashed well in FanDuel. I cashed very well here in DraftKings. Let's continue the trend. So let's get it to you in the reels. Patrick Mahomes is simply just going to be a cash game lockup. Deep GPP dart as well. Chalk play of the week is going to be Lamar Jackson at quarterback. I really don't feel very confident in that situation. Deshaun Watson can definitely be a sneak attempt. Right now, I'm definitely feeling Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Dak Prescott. I really feel very comfortable rostering those three quarterbacks from any way of cash or GPP. All right, and you know how I do the GPP lineups here when I'm giving to you these lineups here on my Instagram TV channel. Drew Brees will probably be the second most chalkiest player of the week when it comes to quarterback. I don't fully feel confident in rostering him. So where we're going to go right here, right now, is I'm going to go with Philip Rivers at 6,100. And then what I'm going to do on top of that is I'm going to go down here. I'm going to go to Keenan Allen at 7,600. And this is because of the fact that Hunter Henry, who and why I have drafted him in my season-long fantasy league, is out. Which means Keenan Allen is going to get more targets. Which means Philip Rivers is going to throw the rock a little bit more to somebody else, and they're going to get the targets too as well. All right. And Detroit, as you saw last week, let Kyler Murray get anything up and down into him. Right? Like, I mean, he just let them go all up and down to him. So I feel very comfortable rostering these two guys. I'm pretty much going to build my GPP double up cash lineups around this two pairing right here. All right. Tyler suggested that I get a top tier running back this year. I love Dalvin Cook for his price of $7,200 again. Alvin Kamara is not too bad. I'm thinking real hard on Alvin Kamara. And look, listen, let me get back to the reels with you on this. I don't really feel like you need to draft a quarterback in your first two slots right now. So don't feel very necessitized to do such. I'm going to go with Sony Michel here at 6,200. And the reason being is that this game can get out of hand very quickly and very long drought against Miami. And Sony Michel is going to be typically what Coach Belichick is going to do for a game plan. I believe he's going to use Sony Michel in this matchup. Last week, it was all about the passing game for the New England Patriots against a pass-heavy, oriented, offensive-happy team in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, while Miami is more of a running gut, we're going to try to shove it down your throat type of team. Belichick likes to outmatch you in your disguise. So I think that Sony Michel is going to have an awesome-ass weekend here on Sunday. And I don't really think anybody's going to roster him. I just don't see it. People typically sleep on the Patriots running back system because of the fact that Belichick usually likes to use all of his running backs. We're talking about Burkhead. We're talking about James Wright. We're talking about Sony Michel. But this game scripture should line up for Sony Michel to pretty much take off and do his own damn thing. Okay? We already got Keenan Allen. All right? That's going to be my top tier wide receiver of the week. He's going against Justin Coleman, who's a pretty decent corner, but not so much. Last week, he gave up 21 FanDuel points, or should I say 21 and a half, and some change on GPP to Mr. Larry Fitzgerald. So we can take that. But for the most part, he is a solid receiver. So if you don't feel comfortable rostering Keenan Allen, I totally understand with you. All right, we got a lot of players here that we can look at. I love Julian Edelman if you wanted to pivot out. I love Kenny Golladay at 6,600. I think you need to get one of these wide receivers from the Los Angeles Rams. So I'm going to go with Cooper Kupp. Sorry, it's a Kupp at $6,000. Cooper Kupp is amazing. He had a great season before he got hurt last year. He is indeed the third wide receiver here behind Brandon Cooks and Robert Woods. But, I mean, with that being granted, if he's the third receiver, he's going against P.J. Williams, who not really a good corner. So I believe he can take off the top and blow over top of him. and pretty much get underneath where he wants to go. So we're gonna go ahead and go down to defense real quick. Now I'm in big distraught with the news just recently let out that Sam Darnold will not be playing. The Browns' interesting defense has become even more interestinger, if that was such a word, which is not. I do like the New England Patriots defense. Of course, going against the Dolphins. I love the Houston Texans with the quarterback uncertainty there against Jacksonville Jaguars. So I love the Houston Texans D. But I mean, if you really wanted to get very comfortable, is the Browns even playing? I don't even think the Browns playing on the slate. They're playing on Monday night. So yeah, sorry, excuse my language. We're gonna go and we're gonna roster up in the Texas D. So they give you 5,300 right there. All right, at tight end, I love Greg Kittle and Travis Kelce. I love Travis Kelce because of the fact that Tyreek Hill is out. So that means my homeboy is going to be throwing that rock to somebody else. And the only person that's really going to be able to secure a lot more targets is going to be Travis Kelce. He'll probably be a little chalky, but we need at least one chalky guy. Tight ends is a thin position this year. It's not really anything very, very masculine. All right. We're going to come down to running back here. I love Gio Bernard, depending on the uncertainty of Joe Mixon. All right. But I'm going to go off a limb here. You can go to Chris Thompson at 3,900. I really think that he's going to be able to run out of the backfield. I think this is going to be a game where if it gets out of hand, which Dallas could end up doing it, or if it's going to be a close game, which many projected to be, he'll be still part of the offense. Let's get in Chris Thompson at 3,900. All right. Now we got $5,000 to work with right here. We can go to a lower tier receiver. I got these goosebumps, baby. Oh yeah. Oh, I got my lord. You have to target anytime you play the Kansas City Chiefs. You have to get somebody from the passing game. I love Tyrell Williams at 4,400. He absolutely went off and bonkers on Monday night, and I expect the same. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple and short. Like I told you about the Jacksonville Jaguars, in order to keep up with the Chiefs, you're gonna have to air it out. It's just a simple and effective process, and a great way to get access to value plays for you. And Tyrell Williams, if you must know, for 4,400 to be the #1 wide receiver is very crazy. Okay, he's going against Carchavius Ward, who in the last few weeks, let me give it to you on the reels. D.D. Westbrook, 11.5. Julian Edelman, 13 points. T.Y. Hilton. I don't know why I want to say Ty. T.Y. Hilton, 14 points. Jody Nelson, 12. Doug Baldwin, before he retired, 22.5. So I shouldn't have to explain no more. The flex position we should be able to use. I definitely like these two top options right here. I love Kieran Johnson. I love Michael Gallup. You can go back to D. Westbrook if you wanted to, just for a dart play. And then, like I said, if anything, worst case scenario, if Joe Mixon isn't playing, we got exposure to Giovanni Bernard. Okay, so we've rostered a lineup where you have a lot of flexibility here. Okay, that's the whole thing that what we like to do. But I do like these two top options, and if you're asking to me, I would love to go with Kieran Johnson at 5,700. This is pretty much the GPP lineup for double up cash games that I'm playing. I love it. I think it's real versatile. So sorry for the late posting, but without further ado, peace.